Breaking news, guys. The SEC has decided to dismiss, it looks like, a case against Richard Hart, the founder of HEX. I still consider these coins a scam, but they are not securities. Now, this does not come as a surprise because the SEC no longer has jurisdiction over these coins because in a recent decision, the SEC says that even meme coins are not under the jurisdiction of the SEC. So the way it's going, no coins are securities, and if there is a fraud case, it will be prosecuted by the DOJ or the CFTC or another agency, not the SEC itself. So that's why this isn't surprising. HEX price has actually gone up, but I still would not really touch the coin. And there's a pretty good reason why I wouldn't touch a coin because I still think it is a Ponzi scam. Richard Hart years ago said like HEX looks like a Ponzi scam from the outside unless you really dig into it. If it looks like a Ponzi scam from the outside, it's most likely a Ponzi scam from the inside, and HEX is way, way down since its top several years ago. Now, he might be able to come back in the United States since the case has actually been dismissed against Richard Hart, and he might actually be able to represent himself and maybe pump his coin. So is it a good time to buy right now? Maybe. I'm still not touching it, but because the case is dismissed against him, like things like HEX, Pulse Chain, and projects might actually pump because Richard Hart does have the projects to pump them. I think they've been suffering the last few years because he's basically been out of the country running from the feds. But now, since at least temporarily he doesn't need to run from the feds anymore, he could actually concentrate on pumping his coin. Remember, HEX does have a lot of various projects on it because they copied essentially the entire Ethereum blockchain along with all its projects. They didn't go to get all the developers, obviously, because when you fork a chain, you can fork all the stuff, but you can't actually fork the people with it. So I think a lot of them are actually empty projects, but that doesn't mean he cannot pump them. And there is still a big community that is pretty upbeat about HEX because they threw a lot of money at it. They did that sacrifice and they want to make big ROIs. So this is significant for the other parts of the crypto market because if they basically dismiss HEX's case, they're going to dismiss everything else. I'm really surprised they dismissed HEX's case before they dismissed Ripple's case because I think HEX's case would have been a lot easier to win for the SEC than Ripple's case. Because remember, Ripple's case is on appeal. They already lost the judgment once, and even though a former SEC attorney said they would win the appeal, I never thought they would actually win the appeal. I mean, these appeals hardly ever work, and since they already lost once, they're pretty bound to lose again. But yeah, I still wouldn't buy HEX and Pulse Chain, but they might not be a bad buy for those of you that like to gamble because it is quite likely that Richard Hart will actually pump these projects. So invest at your own peril. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.